All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, guys. Say hello to Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toast Man, Log TV, and Choo Choo, and let's get started with today's video. So for the 37th time, we have changed the perspective for the review a little bit, and we'll see if this focus works any better. We're just going to give it a try. So this is a knife from Ketuo. Now, I learned something, guys. Ketuo is actually the parent company of Reich, and it's actually, if you go to their website, it's Ketuo USA, which is interesting. But this is the Ketuo Griffin, and this is a pretty futuristic, interesting looking knife that is made of titanium, of course, and you have carbon fiber. Very interesting knife. Now, this comes by way of the Lefty EDC pass-around group. Sounds like they sent this his way, and he sent it around us. Now, it's got some very interesting things going on. I mean, there's a lot going on here, which is why I kind of say it's got a bit of a futuristic thing. You have sort of horizontal milling here, but that milling is different than this milling, which is like diagonal milling. And you have this sort of indention here, a mill out area. You have the carbon fiber inlays on both sides at the same point. You do have their logo there. Very interesting pivot. You kind of have what looks like a flathead on this side, and kind of like a, I don't even know, like a design on this side. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's not even really tooled. So it's interesting. You do have a very interesting looking pocket clip with Ketuo here, and this also interesting screw in the back spacer back here, which again is tooled as a flathead. You have a filler tab for the pocket clip. I mean, it's just got a lot going on. And then you see this blade with the dip here, and of course this indented flipper tab here. So really, really cool, interesting knife. Now the back spacer is kind of floating and kind of not. You see that. You do have mostly open construction, and you have some jimping, of course, and a big, healthy lanyard hole there, which is really cool. I mean, when you look at it like this, it's really cool. Now, everybody's going to comment. It's 2 minutes and 34 seconds in when he finally flips open the knife. Actually, it's a little more than that because of the intro to the video. So like 2:50 or something. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I'm trying. So you've got this super intriguing kind of drop point blade here. Again, a great place to lay your thumb. Now, if you're back here, you have jimping on the thumb ramp. You have no jimping here, which is interesting. You have this kind of square cutout for your finger choil, which again, we'll get to in a minute. And then you have this really interesting cut out here where 3 fingers go here and go right up on that rise, and then your 4th finger kind of nestles back here. Now, the handle does have some cool chamfering, as you can see, and milling. Just really interesting. Now, it is a button lock, of course, and that button lock does stick up when it's open, and when it's closed, it still sticks up, but you do have a nice recess there. What do you guys think of the focus so far? Is this any better? Let me know what you think. Again, just trying things to see what we get. Now, we've got a fuller and a hole, and that fuller is usable for flicking the knife out. As you can see, you can come down in the fuller. You can go up in the hole. You can also thumb flick it out, and of course you have the front flipper. Now, detent is kind of soft. You kind of saw that there. And again, yes, I know on a button lock it is more the spring than the button lock. It kind of has a kind of interesting double thing going on. You pull out of the first kind of tough spot, and then there's another one. So it's like 2, boom, boom. 2 little spots there where the spring is catching. Very interesting. Now, you do have to mean business with this button. You have to push it down good before it will fall. Do you see that? So if I just push it a little bit, Oh, it did it that time. All right, fine. Push it a little. There we go. See, it's not going, and then you have to really push it. The action is decent. Again, it's a little stiff on that closing action. See if I can get a rhythm going here. Yeah, it's hard because, again, you have to push the crud out of that button. You have to push it very hard. There is no stick at all, but it's just not, it doesn't flow as well as it could, first of all, because you really got to throw it out there. Like I said, I can easily fail this. You can see trying to thumb flick it, trying to middle finger flick it. The detent or the spring is kind of like, it's actually easier to middle finger flick than it is to thumb flick. And again, this breaks really easy. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, it also has a flipper tab. This is like a Voss knife, basically. You have jimping on that as well. Now, I will say that's not bad. Okay, so the flipper tab breaks pretty well. It's still a little light. Yes, I can fail it very easily. All I got to do is just barely pull it. You have to mean it to get it out there. And again, it's kind of hard to get in that rhythm, for me at least. There we go. Well, I had it. Yeah. So, that's it. Now, it is milled inside there for weight reduction. As you can see, I do dig the pocket clip. The pocket clip goes in and out well. You do have tip up, left and right carry. You do have a lanyard hole. Clip is good. Your carry is good. In and out of the pocket. Hand goes down in there very easily. No problems there. It did come centered. And once it is out and locked up, no blade play, no lock rock whatsoever. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Back to being the channel of interruptions. Anyway, so we are back. This is, again, the Ketuo Griffin. Now, let's talk availability and specs now. If you go to Ketuo USA, KETUO.com, these are available, $250 each. Button lock, it's on bearings. M390 is your steel. And by the way, we've got kind of a satin finish on the blade here. Haven't really shown you guys any cutting. We do have a really piercy tip here. As you can see, very nice. Man, see, the only thing about moving the camera the way I did, now I have no room to do my cutting here, but without bumping the camera. But you can see this guy is most definitely until I mess up. But this guy is most definitely a slicer. Very, very cool. Yeah, we're going to have to reevaluate. That doesn't give me enough room to cut. But you guys get to be the guinea pigs here as well as I am the guinea pig of this, of course. But very, very interesting knife for sure. Now, again, the Rockwell hardness is between 59 and 61. It is what they're calling a harpoon spear, which is interesting. It kind of looks more like a drop point to me. But yeah, I guess you could take the pivot and line it up with the tip. So I guess it would be a spear. 3.5 millimeters or 0.14, so not super thin, but you have a nice high flat grind that comes down to a fairly slicey, what is the word, Casey? Very slicey edge. And again, 3.5 millimeter blade thickness. I think I said that. 3.5 inches on the blade. And the scales, in other words, the handle is 4.97 and the weight is 4.7, which is interesting because we do have some really nice, skeletonization for weight reduction. Now, let's talk ergonomics, guys. It's an interesting one. You do have 4 fingers back here, but because you're kind of forced into that grip, it's an interesting feel. Now, you don't feel the clip. It feels good, or at least I don't. You, again, have this nice place to put your thumb here or here. You can choke up, but because it's squared, it doesn't feel the greatest to me. Just make sure you stay up off of that blade. To me, this is my preferred grip on this knife, and that is I wish it was just rounded instead of squared off, but I get it. They're trying to stay with that geometric kind of thing they have going on with this. There we go. We'll change the lighting up and see if that helps. Again, 4.7 ounces, designer David Gin, and not bad overall. Let's do our comparisons here. So there is the Ketuo Griffin. Here is the Ontario Rat. One almost exactly the same size, and the Rat 2 much smaller. And again, it's riding on bearings. And you know, it's a very interesting knife. I like the fact that they did M390. It is, you know, an interesting, beautiful looking knife. Just like I said, it's not going to be for everyone simply because of the shape, the overall shape of the knife. But as far as build quality, it's good. You know, and the action isn't terrible. It's just a little soft on that detent for me, if you will. So what do you guys think of this one? Is this one you're interested in? I'm going to pass this along to the next person in line, and we'll see what they think. So please give me a thumbs up, a comment down below. I appreciate each and every one of you for all your support. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all the things, and share if you can. And thanks so much for watching the KnivesFAST channel.